The first thing when what people should do, according to me, in my experience, is when you, for the organic gardening, natural gardening, that permaculture also, and that Fukuoka method mainly. So, at the border of the farm, whatever farm or garden or whatever, this place is around 2 acres. Lot of work is pending, but one part is over. This one, there's some, that's the boundary there, that wall, stone wall. Other side, my neighbor has made a very deep water harvesting, some trench, and this is a kind of valley bottom. So this year we had flooding also. Anyway, here what I've done, in the border, if it's a big farm, you can leave a lot of land. Some 30, 50 feet and all you can leave. If it's a large property, smaller ones less. This one is 2 acres, so I left this much. That is some 25 feet, maybe maximum. And you should plant this all around the border. This type of green, kind of a green hedge kind of thing. When I started gardening here, there was nothing here. It was a wasteland. Then after the walls are not put, here I planted hardwoods, slow growing hardwood, fast growing woods, and then timber trees both, also herbal ones, and then shrubs and many things we planted. And this place doesn't get any water. It has to survive on its own. So along the road, I selected this red hibiscus, this one. The other hibiscus are all, they're quite delicate and all, you have to water them. This one doesn't need anything. It's one of our native hardy plant. So this one we planted one line of them, and we are feeding some of that chopped leaves to the goats also. We had a few goats. Then this white X also excellent border plant. Then about white X and all I explained in earlier videos. If someone is really interested, they can do. So the idea was that if you look from the road, you shouldn't see that wall. So now it is quite, it is looking nice in my eyes. Though all the trouble and all people may not like, but what the hell is this? Okay. So actually this is lot of carbon sequestering happens here because the trees have become big. So full nice canopy has formed. Then since it's all native plants and trees, they started attracting a huge number of birds also. Because this is a good, this kind of border region, it will attract birds. Those birds whose surrounding got destroyed or from other places and all are flying around, they see a nice green place, they'll come and see what's there inside. It's a nice place, they'll visit more and more often, and finally they'll nest here itself. So that's what happened here. All kind of birds have landed up, including that one hornbill also, our Bangalore's hornbill, some black crow type of hornbill. So this part has worked. You can see that fence still, but it's quite nicely covered. If you walk on this road, it's just an inner road, doesn't lead anywhere. Just to my border, that's all, dead end. you'll get the ambience of a nice forest walk. If I just avoid that rock part, then it looks like that. So this hibiscus is nice. It's hardy. Once you plant it, it's there forever. And round the year, summer, winter, whatever it is, it goes on flowering. So it looks red and nice. Moreover, that flowers and all can be it's useful. They can make some tea and that hibiscus tea and such things. Then I planted this Melina arborea. That is a fast-growing timber tree. That Huchbeo, it's called. That's one of the best one for the border. You can get within 5 years, you will have a reasonably sized tree. This one, it died for some reason. That tree, but I left it because that woodpeckers and all are coming and pecking. So if we cut it off, I want to see what happens. Let's see what happens to that dead tree, what all occurs on it. So I left it for in observation. Moreover, I can't bring any heavy machine inside here. All my plants will get crushed. So for the outer end of that border region, you can plant this white X, then that hibiscus, then all kind of shrubby things you can plant, whatever you find that grows well in your area. Then but those birds come and these droppings bring seeds from outside also. All kind of seeds and all fall. You already cut a few trees. Anyway, this is quite a detailed topic, so I can only cover some 10 feet of this border region at a time. So here we got a teak. That one is a teak. That one is that Melia dubia. Then hibiscus. Then this passiflora has come on its own. And white X. There are two colors of white X. One is that blue one, and other one is that green one. Then here and there some Premna ceratifolia also we planted. It's a good one. You can attract wasps and all kind of butterflies and all come searching for its nectar. Also herbal. Then here I have one nice tree. This was given to me by my friend David from Auroville. In those days I never heard of these forest trees much. So that is that Hardwickia. This dead tree, something or other is making these powders. I don't know, I have to investigate today what. Maybe woodpecker or something. Then this is one of that sizes that does well, kind of succulent type of sizes. This one I think I collected long back from the GKVK. They have a nice agriculture university. Then by itself one or two nice species also came. One is that Blespharis Madras Patnam. Let us occurring quite nicely, so I am taking cuttings and all. It's a beautiful native plant. I am sure most people on this who watch these videos never heard of it. In fact, I myself heard of it only last week when I found it. Anyway, that David gave me one Hardwickia binata, which is one of the rare one in India nowadays. It's also there. This called Gulganji in Kannada. The botanical name I forgot. Anyway, that Glyceria glabra, I think. Sweet. This one it's herb. Then mulberry also you can plant. Mulberry is a nice shrub. Birds and all will come for it. And fruit for the fruits. A nice shrub also. And this is that Hardwickia binata. It is a hard wood of this dry deciduous region mainly, because I never saw it in Western Ghats and all. And there are very nice strands around that Tiruvannamalai and all. On the way to Pondicherry I used to see them. Though it's very slow growing, its roots are one of the deepest, it seems. It goes 50 feet, 80 feet and all. Then very, very hard wood. So in the driest of regions, that hardwick will do well. It actually looks just like that Bauhini and all, but if you observe closely the leaves, it's a bit different. That's how it looks. Very nice tree. So this one, people around this area should get at least one of this hardwick binata. So I think I covered most of the plants in this. Alangium salvifolium also is there. So first 10 feet has this much of plants, and then one wood bathtub was there. We made it into a kind of a lotus pond. We need that lotus, not lotus, a lily. One of the oil that we make. Anyway, lagerstemia also is there. Lagerstemia. That also does well. Looks nice, pink flowers and all. Hardwood, Bangalore, native, etc. Memsalon, umbellatum, all you can plant here. So this has come on its own. So the idea is to make a long, all around the property, some native species, Strabulus also. Strabulus asper is coming on its own. And then plant it with hardwood, slow growing hardwood, fast growing, then some fruit trees, whatever your family wants to eat or you want to sell. Coconut I don't recommend for the borders, because who is going to go and collect all those fallen coconuts and all? So, bad idea. Better to go for these herbs. Then shrubby dryland species which can survive on their own. And fruit trees, such things you put, and few colorful shrubs also you can put, so that something is hiding there. You have a green border that gives you hardwoods. If you want money, you can cut that hardwood. Then flowers, that hibiscus and all, water flowers, herbs also. What is this? And numerous things, and thorny also. If you are having security issues, you plant thorny stuff. Numerous thorny shrubby things are there. I made a lot of videos of them. All that you can put around next to the wall, so that it will become impregnable. Those thorny species, few I covered, I'll be covering whatever I planted here. So that's about the first some 30-40 feet of this border section of my garden. Also shatavari is there. Another 50 species are there, that as we encounter them I'll show one by one. Some silver rocks also I planted in those days, now I'm removing them. So that's a bit about my border species and about borders. Also it protects from wind, it attracts birds.